Welcome to Softcore History.
Welcome back to Softcore History. I'm your host for the week, Dan Regester, and I am joined as always by Jake Goldman.
Hello. I am back. What the fuck is Rob doing? Rob is hiding his face with a hat. I don't know why he's doing it.
Pre-show, he told us he was going to do a
bit
so right off the bat.
Let's let him have it.
Well, a listener told me I was wearing a cool hat last week and that he wished it covered my whole face. So I'm just going no face for the show today.
Okay.
Good bit.
Yeah.
Great bit.
Good. I mean, good thing it's a audio format.
Yeah, last week, too, you were wearing a Softcore History hat.
I know. So this isn't even the right hat, but whatever. He just didn't want to see my face. I think I read between the lines. And by read between the lines, I mean I read the second half especially hard.
I believe he also said it would muffle your voice, so you wouldn't be able to talk.
Fuck. Yeah, okay, so I'll do this too. That'll help.
Hey, man, it'll get you talking into the microphone.
That'll make Dan happy for the sound as well.
Oh, that's good. You know, just as we're about to rebound for the new year with listeners, we're starting with this.
I just got back from Florida, though. Yeah, got in from Florida last night.
Yeah, actually, that's funny you brought that up. I was at your house.
I know.
Over the weekend.
I know. I saw.
With my girlfriend watching your dog. And something I noticed, Rob, on Jake's fridge, there was a Christmas card from the Fox family.
Oh, yeah.
Guess who never got a Christmas card in the mail? Must have been lost, huh?
I mean,
goddamn mail, goddamn government. I must be government.
yeah, the mailman saw that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to put that on my fridge instead of Dan's fridge.
Maybe. Beautiful family. Probably a
This is weird,
pedophile.
man.
Saw a picture of a child.
So I'm going to bait to that.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Sorry. Already sorry for that.
Yeah.
It's saying that hurt.
What? Sorry for what? A pedophile doing what a pedophile does?
I don't like quoting
You're not
it.
responsible for his behavior.
I know I'm not. I just like the thought of a guy going, I'm going to bait to that.
Yeah.
That kind of grossed me out as I said it.
It's fine.
Yeah. But no, I was in Florida for a wedding. It was fun.
Has nothing to do with my beef with your child or perhaps your wife still being angry about the wedding video I made for you guys?
Or never made.
Well, I did make a wedding video.
If we really didn't ask for a trailer that made me look like a murderer when we, I don't want to say hired because we didn't pay you, so we deserved what we got. We got what we paid for, which was you got dinner. And this was when you were like as employed as half the people walking around outside of our office.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
But you got way more than you paid for.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. No,
So I'm not complaining.
Some often say that is one of the best pieces of art I've made.
It was good. It was very like, indie thriller kind of vibes. I liked it.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have watched that movie.
Yeah. We'll have to toss it up on the Softcore account.
We will.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
will.
for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
Because that's the only real memories I have of my rehearsal dinner.
Were you drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, everyone gets, dude, I don't know what it is. Weddings and rehearsal dinners. So this Jacksonville one, we were at this restaurant in Jack's Beach and I asked for a glass of red wine and I got it to, if I would have touched the glass wrong, it would have spilled red wine.
Right.
It's just like completely filled. You get like three, like maybe even a quarter of the way down and they fill it right back up again.
Well, first off, at a rehearsal dinner and a wedding, especially depending on the venue, you're not getting a real bartender.
No, you're getting a waiter.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's just like, go.
It's like you paid for the wine.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. I'm not pouring a $10 glass.
So I fill all my other glasses up to the top. Glass of water goes to the top. So, yeah.
Not even really a waiter. Somebody that works for a catering
Yeah, it's a
company.
caterer.
Oh, this was done by the restaurant.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then that's just, they're just being cool.
The rehearsal dinner was at a restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, my rehearsal dinner was at a real place as well. And so the wedding was at a hotel. So they knew what they were doing. But
Yes.
you can get that a lot.
No, it's nice. I like it. I like wedding drunk. Wedding drunk's like one of the best drunks you can get.
Did you feel right back in place in Florida?
Oh my God, dude. They cured COVID. I don't know if you know that. They cured COVID.
You live in Texas.
No, dude. It's way more free. They have more freedom in Florida. Promise you. Promise you
I've
that.
been to both, like recently.
Yeah.
It's the same.
What are you doing? Just letting kids spit in your mouth and stuff like that?
Yeah. Homeless guys.
Yeah.
Fucking
Right.
anyone that wants it.
You actually, it's you think it's freedom, but really you get off the plane and Ron DeSantis is there with a pistol.
It's like,
and
you
he's
better
like,
take it off.
Yeah.
Take it off.
And this hobo's spitting in your mouth.
This is what freedom looks like.
This is how fucking free you are.
I got into an Uber actually because you had a funny Florida Uber story where the person like just didn't say anything and
then
banned you
from Uber for a bit.
I got into an Uber and the guy was like, "I'd prefer it if you didn't wear the mask." I was like, that's insane.
I got some of that.
Yeah.
That's an insane statement.
There had to be a really tough transition for like bank employees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just like, I'm not comfortable.
Everyone is
everyone
a
in a
threat.
mask.
It's like, are you robbing me again? Like,
because like that's literally the scariest thing you can see working at a bank.
Oh, because early on COVID, everyone had bandanas.
Yeah.
just looking like old school bank robbers.
Outlaws.
Yeah.
They just needed a big old 10-gallon hat.
About to take down just like a fucking slow train in the middle of nowhere.
Or God, the people that improvised masks at first and like no one had any idea what they were doing. It's like, oh, I just wore a ski mask today. Like it's like, so all your orifices are still open, but
Yeah, that's still.
Yeah.
You need the reverse of a ski mask.
yeah, just
Eyes and mouth are covered.
shades and should have gone out in like a Sub-Zero mask.
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect.
That was my biggest regret during COVID in Texas, like a year ago, was just not going full Sub-Zero or Scorpion.
Get over here.
Yeah. Well, anyway, today we're talking about kind of something similar to those train robbing heist from back in the day. We're going to talk about a heist.
Do you think, were they wearing masks?
A little bit more recently. No mask though.
Oh, well.
No. They weren't wearing like a fucking Ronald Reagan mask
Okay.
Or a Richard Nixon mask.
Nixon mask.
Little Point Break.
There was no nun mask like in the town.
Do one of you guys want to die by walking into a bank wearing president masks and just be like, it's the only mask I had. I'm COVID conscious. That's all. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You cannot wear a Richard Nixon mask and go into a bank and not die. This is too...
Sorry. You just walk in and you're like, attention. I'm wearing this for COVID.
I'm not robbing the store.
Yeah. Everyone, hold on a minute.
No, today we're talking about the Lufthansa Heist,
Lufthansa.
which is the biggest heist in U.S. history up until that point. It has since been surpassed, but this is a relatively famous heist because
What beat it?
well,
We're gonna get to that?
There was a few.
Okay.
A few. But up until this point, this is 1978.
Damn.
And it's most famous, obviously, because it is a key plot point in the movie Goodfellas. You hear about this? You see this movie?
You go, Jay Leno. See this? Hear about this? Hear about this? See about this? You ever want to go down a YouTube rabbit hole of Jay Leno shit and just be like, oh man, we were mean in the 90s. Like even the pussies were mean in the 90s.
Jay Leno, yeah.
Jay Leno, Monica Lewinsky.
Dude,
jokes.
he shreds her.
Yeah.
And like,
And, he was like the G-rated comedian.
he's not even that funny when
No.
he does it. It's just like punching the furthest down you could go.
Oh my! It's
Yeah.
like it is literally like Dan actually fighting my child, where it's just like
It's really bad.
he was like the G-rated comedian. He was like, hear about this? You hear about this? This chick's fat. No one wants to fuck this fat bitch. You hear about that? You see about the fat bitch that no one wants to fuck, but Bill Clinton fuck? You hear about this? It's wild.
Famous Monica Lewinsky quote. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. It's like, no one ever pulled that one out.
Oh. Is that a double entendre there? Is you just adding on?
I didn't even mean to do that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was going on.
I expected that joke somewhere in like the Monica. Someone must have made that
The best
joke.
part about Monica Lewinsky at this point is just that now she just goes on Twitter and quote tweets whatever is like applicable about like
Shaming.
no, not even
Bullying.
shaming. It's just her just like being like, oh, self-aware. I
Yeah.
sucked the president's dick. Like,
Yeah.
Good for her. She
don't forget
deserves
about
it.
me. Yeah, no, after
Yeah,
all
it's fine.
everything she's been through, she gets the retweets.
My
She deserves them.
in high school, my dad somehow found out that this chick gave me a blowjob.
Okay.
Wow, congrats on getting a blowy. in
Congrats
high
on
school.
the head.
That's all. I just wanted to brag about that.
That's wild.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm done. No, and I think like my friend's parents like spied on.
They watched you get
his AOL Instant Messenger. I hope that. No, I hope they just saw it.
They just watched you get a beach.
I hope that's fine with me if that happened. And I think then they told my parents because they're like close or whatever, same parish. That's my theory. Anyway, to like talk to me about it, my dad like made a Monica Lewinsky joke. And it was
To like
just,
break the ice.
yeah, basically to break the tension. This was like 2004.
I imagine that just made it worse.
It made it much worse. Yes, much worse.
I also had my mom. I had to have my appendix taken out.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Are you sure it's this?" It's like, "Have you received oral sex in the last like 2 weeks?" And I was like, "Mom, leave the room." It's like, so I should have just said yes.
Yeah.
Like, but it was just like,
What if it was
like,
no, and you just didn't want your mom to think you were a nerd?
I was like,
She was like, you haven't got your dick sucked in 2 weeks, Jake? What?
like a dork.
What are you
You're
doing?
a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Get it together. Anyway.
Now, the Lufthansa Heist, I don't even know if I'm saying it. It's an
Lufthansa.
airline. Lufthansa. Yeah, it's a German airline.
Yeah, because Luft, like Luftwaffe.
Yeah.
So Luft, I think, is air or whatever. I don't know. But Hansa, Waffe is clearly the meaner one.
Yeah. They're the bad Lufts.
They're the mean ones. Yeah.
So you're going to hear a lot of names, though, obviously, that you might be familiar with because you've probably seen Goodfellas about 300 times. It was always on TV.
It's been a minute.
Really?
Been a minute.
Do you care for? It's one of my favorite gangster movies.
It's a great film. I don't have any complaints about it.
Okay.
But it also
didn't know if you had,
doesn't.
like, a hipster take.
I'm also not like, oh fuck, Goodfellas is on.
Yeah, I'm not going to drop everything and watch Goodfellas, but it is a classic Scorsese flick.
Yeah. So in 1978, there was about 5 organized crime families that ran New York City. The Bonanos, the Colombos, the Gambinos, of course, the Genovese, and the Lucchese family. And that is who we're going to be talking about today.
Can I tell you something fun?
Yeah.
My wife's stepfather's last name, Bonanno.
Makes you think.
Any of them flee to Houston?
Yeah. Huh. Makes you think.
Cool.
Weird.
Cool.
No, actually, one of my childhood best friends.
He does construction too.
I'm 1,000%, 1,000%
no.
sure my best friend, one of my best friends from childhood, Mike. I won't say his last name.
It's one of those 5, though.
But it's a very Italian last name, and it is very. His dad was in waste management.
Oh, yeah, he was in it. He's connected.
He was the rich family that we hung out with.
Well,
So you can kind of connect the dots there.
yep.
Today we're talking the Lucchese family. We're talking Jimmy the Gent Burke, who of course was played by Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. He was an Irish American who worked for the Lucchese family.
I assume not a gentleman either.
He was not a gentleman, no.
Those Italians, they have ironic nicknames.
Well, he obviously Irish American, so that means can't be a made man.
Yeah, like in the movie.
So had to be.
Can't be a Mick.
He's a Mick, can't be a made man, so he overcompensates, right? But he's a top earner for the family, earns the respect that way, brings in just straight cash, homie.
It's cool.
Yeah. So Jimmy and his crew had an inn at JFK Airport, which they used to hijack merchandise on a fairly regular basis, along with John Gotti and the Gambinos. And the two families kind of split down the middle. They treated the airport as if it was their own ATM.
Yeah.
And they kind of had a coexisting relationship. Like they didn't bother each other.
Bin Laden ruined so much for this country.
It really did. I mean, seriously, like so much, like ruined drug trade.
Yeah.
Ruined just enjoyable airline experiences. Like I remember being able to drop your family off at the gate.
Yeah.
Like just walk. All right, see you. You're on the.
You know
you're
how
on the
many
runway.
90s shows where someone just runs
Yeah.
to the gate and it's like, Rachel, no, don't take that job in Paris. Wasn't that Friends?
You also didn't have your name on the ticket. You could buy a ticket like day of, like
Day
15
of,
minutes
100%.
before.
You can still buy a ticket day of. You just get flagged.
Yeah.
You get flagged for that.
Additional search.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any luggage? No. It's a one-way trip.
One way, huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Why are your shoes so big?
So
Why is there a box cutter in your anus?
Again.
Yeah. I would just be like, you don't question my sexuality. Like, I'm oppressed. And they'd be like, no one does that.
Yeah.
It's like a pansexual. He's like, sir, you're not getting that past me.
quite a few zip ties in your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
There's always one thing, Holloway will talk about on the show. He'll be like, no one showed up to the Capitol with guns, huh? I never bring it up on the show, but I'm like, yeah, someone did show up with zip ties, though, and that was pretty fucking weird.
Yeah. They did throw a noose up there and construct a gallows, but
That's just art.
That's art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I personally use zip ties like a chip clip
Yeah.
every now and then.
Especially the ones specifically made for wrists to be tied together.
Right. So yeah, they would kind of treat the airport as their personal ATMs. They could be trucks full of TVs that they would steal, fucking trucks full of shrimp. It didn't matter. They always found a way to move product.
That's tight. I like that they were going the Fast and Furious route.
Trucks.
Fast and Furious 1, no, just electronics.
Oh yeah,
you gotta
TVs.
start-
Boosting electronics and shit.
Was it long enough that it was like DVD
It
players?
was DVD
It was
players.
definitely DVD players.
The first Fast and the Furious movie hinges around a crime syndicate that steals DVD players.
Not even Blu-ray.
Not
No.
even Blu-ray.
Blu-ray wasn't around then.
Yeah, using their driving skills.
Yeah, and harpoon like Gatlin, not like harpoon. What is it called? Like hook shot type guns.
And they've only kind of elevated each movie to the point where they have to go to space, right?
I think they're going to space. Yeah,
They're going to space.
Cars in space.
Well, ships.
long way from DVD players.
This is an Acura Spaceship 2000.
Yeah,
It's got neon underbellies.
I mean, it's just gonna be that scene from Ad Astra where he's like driving away from weird moon rebels they never explained.
I've never seen that Astra, so I'm gonna go watch that when I get
I've
home.
never seen it either.
That sentence alone is enough for me to go watch that movie. Yeah, Moon Rebels in.
They were like, there's a part of the movie where they're like, this part of the moon's gonna be rough to drive through.
This is
and everyone was like, oh yeah, that part of the moon. Yeah.
That's like the south central of the moon. Yeah.
So between infiltrating the unions at the airport and workers themselves kind of having built up gambling debts, Jimmy had a pretty steady flow of intel from the inside. He also owned a place called Robert's Lounge, which was a bar right by the airport, a bar restaurant that he kind of used as his headquarters and served as a popular destination for airport employees and much of New York's underworld at the time. So it's, again, straight out of the movie.
Bar by the airport. We probably have a bar by the airport. We should just go check that out one night. Just go see.
There's a couple dinky places on the side of, 290?
71.
Same thing at that.
Is
stretch.
it there? Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I know exactly. They put a Starbucks in, so it looks a little bit more cleaned up.
Oh, man,
but
there's a couple other buildings. There's a motel.
The motel there is terrifying.
Yeah, that motel
There's no windows on it. Yeah.
Dude, you are either a sex worker, paying for sex, or dead. Those are the only three types of human beings in that motel.
I wouldn't even call it a sex worker. You're being trafficked. Like,
right.
To a congressman.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're certainly not at the fucking bunny ranch or whatever.
No, you are.
Not that type of sex worker.
There's rubber sheets.
Yeah. For murder or sex or both.
And like not even a cool politician, like a Texas land commissioner.
Yeah. Basically, every other room looks like when George Clooney got back to Quentin Tarantino at that motel in the first part of From Dusk Till Dawn. He's like, I got the hamburgers, and there's just like a dead woman and a lot of blood. It's most of the rooms.
Yes. So the idea for the plan for this heist actually came about from a guy that had no connection to the heist itself in the long run. He kind of was a cargo worker at JFK who would just daydream about robbing the place. I actually used to do this when I worked at a bank in high school.
Yeah.
I just thought of different ways to rob the bank.
If you don't constantly think about how you could rob your place of employment, you're not having enough fun at work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So this guy, Peter Greenwald, he kind of was drinking with a fellow coworker and a bowling buddy by the name of Lou Werner. And he shared how he personally would go about robbing the place. Maybe in jest, maybe seriously. We don't know.
He's just drunk and shooting the shit,
Just
right?
shooting the shit.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I thought this way, dude. Like, I'm not going to do it, but...
Yeah, so what he didn't know, though, was that his buddy Lou was $20K in the hole from his bookie.
How do you get $20K in the hole?
It happens.
Because, and by the way, those bookies, especially the mob bookies, they're like, yeah, get $20K in the hole.
It's not, they don't even want the money. They're like, how can I use you?
Yeah, they want your life. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Like, they want to own you.
That's getting points off of business.
Yeah.
That's getting favors done, and that's fun violence time if they want it.
So Louis took Pete's plan and used it to his own advantage with his book, Frank Meta. Now, Meta was kind of a local bookie and he had a guy above him, so he went to a bigger bookmaker that he worked for by the name of Marty Krugman. And Krugman went to name everyone listening to this podcast has heard of the guy by the name of Henry Hill.
I don't know who that is.
What?
Henry Hill?
It's fucking Ray Liotta in Goodfellas.
He's the main character.
Oh, okay.
Who fixed gambling a ton. I think way back in the day, he was on a Bill Simmons podcast talking about previously unknown shit that they fixed.
Oh, he was by far he ends up obviously in witness protection, and he is clearly the most out of witness protection guy to ever live. Like, he was on so many different shows, podcasts, interviews, like after the fact, like in the 90s, early 2000s. Like,
He waited.
Yeah, he did. He waited for some guys to die.
Well, John Gotti got killed.
Gotti doesn't really have any connection to him.
Oh, that's a different family.
Yeah, but he
right.
he was legitimately in hiding for probably like 15, 20 years.
Yeah, he was moving all throughout the country, and we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, no, he was, he's been out and about. He died in 2012. But like he was very in the public.
Yeah.
Oh, he was just going on like a sort of victory tour, a victory lap on the last legs of his life. But he was like saying, I don't know if it's true or not, but he would reveal like other basketball games that he for sure fixed, and like I don't know if he ratted out like players he had in his pocket, but he did say like, "Oh, we had players on this team."
Boston
like,
College, the Boston College gambling ring.
Yeah.
That whatever it was 79, I think 78, 79, where they had point shaving with Boston College players. Like, guys were actively missing free throws.
So was when they were shaving points? Were they like? Did they have people in Vegas? And they were gambling legally, but then getting these players to fuck up so they could just put huge sums. Because you couldn't do that with an illegal bookie. Because eventually, you could do it maybe once or twice, but like eventually the illegal bookie is going to stab you in the neck or something.
Yeah, no. So there's actually a documentary on Netflix right now called, I think it's Bad Sport.
Yeah.
They talk about the Arizona State scandal.
Yeah.
When they were point shaving, and it was an illegal bookie who had I think a debt to the kid on Arizona State had a debt to this guy, and he was like, yeah, well, you know what? You can either pay me or you're going to shave some points off this game. And then they would in turn go to Vegas and bet on the game with legit.
Right.
They were also the illegal bookie.
Right. Okay. So they were doing it. They were doing it to win off their own customers. Okay.
So they probably set the lines.
They do both, a little bit of both.
Yeah, because there's two ways to do that. You can fuck your customers, or you can fuck Vegas, or you can fuck both.
You can do both.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably smarter to fuck your customers in the long run, because Vegas figures that shit out quick. That's how they figured it out with Arizona State. They watched the line move like 10 points in 6 hours. They're like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
That set like there's flags for point adjustment. Or spread adjustment.
So Henry Hill, being boys with Jimmy, shared the intel, and they started to get to work. Now, the idea of the operation itself was very simple. A shit ton of cash and small bills with non-sequential serial numbers from overseas exchanges came in and out of the airline's high-value storage unit. If it came later in the day, when the Brinks trucks had already left, it would be held until the next business day. If you hit it at the right time, the score would be massive, and it could be held potentially over a weekend.
Yeah.
So like millions of dollars just sitting in a vault over 3 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. And you just got Joe Schmo fucking dirt dick gamblers that are like, oh yeah, that's where the millions of dollars are. I'm going to go to my mob bar and bet on the Packers.
Yeah. So
bet my whole fucking paycheck on the Packers.
Jimmy sends his boy Robert Frenchie McMahon and Joe Buddha to vet Lou Warner, their guy, the inside man, to get more details and see how smoothly this could potentially go. Once Hill and Jimmy were satisfied enough, when they reported back to start putting together, they started putting together a crew after the meeting. Consisted of Frenchie, Joe Buddha, Vincent Asaro, Jimmy's son, Frankie Burke, Angelo Seppi, and noted psychopath Tommy DeSimone.
Is that Joe Pesci?
That is Joe Pesci.
I was about to say that one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, once I said psychopath.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, the guy that shoots the kid?
Yeah.
The guy that shoots the waiter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shoots him in the fucking hand.
How the fuck am I funny?
Well, then kills him later.
Yeah.
Funny to you how? Like a clown? Yes.
Classic.
I know. We should just do Goodfellas quotes.
We should just
the
talk
entire
like them the
episode,
whole time.
right?
Let's do a table read of Goodfellas. Just the three of us trying to cue as close to the voices as possible.
It's a 2-hour episode.
Yeah.
2.5-hour
Super
episode.
offensive.
No one ever
Nobody
comes
has
back to listen.
Yeah. So they had to get approval of Captain Paul Vario, and the final plan was set originally to be around Christmas. However, Werner looked through the logs for the next big cargo shipment of European cash, and he found a nice little delay from a German shipment that was going to be arriving late and held in the unit over an entire weekend, so the plan was expedited to December 11th, 1978.
Date that will live in infinity.
Now, they did the job at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and the crew drove a black van to the storage facility, rounded up the 10 graveyard shift employees working, herded them into the break room, took the supervisor down to the high-value storage area by gunpoint, went through a series of combinations, locks, doors, and got to the safe. Whole job took about an hour. They got out of there conflict-free, and the estimated take between the cash and jewels that they took was $5.875 million.
This is 1978?
1978.
Holy shit, that's a big get.
I'll get on that inflation calculator.
Rob's doing the money math.
It is not what they expected either. They thought maybe a few $100,000, maybe $1 million tops, but yeah, they made out.
That's got to be kind of scary when you're expecting like a couple $100K and you walk away with $5.7 million.
And you're like, what's
how do we
catch?
launder this? Like,
Well, they don't have to, right? So it's all money from overseas, from like tourists or like anybody. It's exchange money, right? They're small bills. It's not necessarily.
someone's got to want to know where
So
it went.
today, I just rounded up to $6 million. That'd be about $25 million.
That's a fuck ton of money.
all in small bills.
Oh shit.
So 20s.
That's a lot of. So that's a big
50s.
load, right? That's
Yeah.
That van is riding low.
Good God. Yeah.
especially with all the dudes in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is really just kind of the beginning of the end for these guys involved in the heist. To this day, no one has officially, from the heist team itself, been charged for it.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But,
Means they're innocent.
it means they're innocent.
That's how our justice system works. Yes.
The FBI and New York Police Department had a pretty good idea from the get-go who did this.
So they were mostly just like witch greasy Italians. Was it?
They're like, there's only two families that have an inn at the airport.
Right.
Well, some of these guys too, they weren't necessarily the smartest. They immediately started.
No, you don't do this instead of being a doctor.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it was around the holiday season. You get that kind of coin, you get that kind of cash, you get your split, you get your take. You go pretty hard, right?
Buying the Gumar some jewels.
You're buying your girl a new coat.
Yeah.
You might buy yourself some new wheels, get a new car.
The amount of
You're hitting the town hard between drugs, prostitution.
Lord, the amount of airport motels that were defiled. Not to mention the amount of like minks that were murdered.
Just to make the coats.
Yeah.
And it's not like Jimmy himself was doing this, because Jimmy was a smart guy, but like you fucking goons pulling this off, right?
Dude, yeah, of course it is. And that's kind of a pivotal plot point in the movie too. It's like, what are you doing when they start spending the money? Right. Yeah, they're like, what? Like, because you said it was Robert De Niro's character. He's not one that's going out on a spending spree in the movie. He gets very upset about that.
No, and they find the fucking van because originally a dude by the name of Steven Stacks Edwards was
Stacks his nickname.
His nickname.
So did he
was Stacks.
nickname himself after this heist? He was like, "Hey, everybody, call me Stacks now. Let me tell you exactly why. It's because I robbed this airport.
Like, so 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the one everyone's talking about, the police.
Don't say nothing.
It wouldn't
me.
surprise me.
Call me Stacks, but don't say nothing.
Wouldn't surprise me, because this guy was responsible for crushing the fucking van in the junkyard. But he got too drunk that night and forgot.
Well,
So he just woke up that next day like, oh man, fuck, what was I was supposed to do something.
had something to do. Not go to jail.
Yeah, I was like, really going to cover my tracks here. I just don't know. Well, I probably did it.
But the mafia, this should be like an open and shut case for anybody that was like a normal human being, but the mafia is the mafia for a reason. That's not the case. You got to tie up the loose ends. Steven Stacks Edwards was obviously the first person you had to take care of.
By take care of, do you mean whacked?
Yes.
Sick.
Yeah. He dies.
Awkward.
He dies.
How?
I don't have the details on his death,
So
but I
basically,
do have some other details.
If he hadn't gotten shit-faced, they wouldn't have murdered him.
Oh, actually, I do have the details on Stacks.
Okay.
So Angelo Seppi and Tommy DeSimone went up to his apartment while he was eating dinner and shot Stacks in the back of the head as he was eating a piece of chicken and had a piece of chicken in his mouth.
Oh.
So yeah, this kind of brings up a nice little question I can throw to you guys. What would be the worst thing to have in your mouth as you died?
I mean, dick in the mouth doesn't sound like a good way to go.
Well, you're enjoying it probably.
If
Maybe. Do I know the gun's there?
it sounds like I'm getting my head blown off with a dick in it.
Yeah. Also, that's terrible for the guy's dick.
Yeah.
Remember Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, bites down.
Yeah, bites down. He's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll suck your dick while you beat the shit out of me. Guess what that, or he's like, I'll bite it off and then you'll start hitting me and I'll just make the bite
All right,
harder.
Oh,
non-penis.
Okay, non-sexually.
The gun?
Getting shot. Yeah. Yeah. The gun would be the worst thing to have in your mouth while you get shot in the head.
Yeah.
Actually might work better though.
Can't think of too many worse things. I
Yeah.
guess like, I don't even fucking know. Yeah, the gun.
I'm just thinking like worse, like a very unenjoyable meal. Like maybe you're eating like a Frito or something.
I'll tell you what, if we're going into something like that, what would really be a dick move is if you pull the trigger while the fork's in their mouth. You know what I mean? Just yeah. Like that's pretty mean.
Just shooting someone in the head's generally a mean thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you pop in and do it while you're like getting with your wife or something like that. Like that'd be worse than eating the chicken.
Yeah, that would be worse in general
Yeah.
because then it's like my brain's all over my wife now.
Yeah, like you got like a boob in the mouth, you know? You're just doing a little boob sucking.
Yeah.
I mean, that would kill your wife too if it's the back of the head.
Maybe,
like if it was the left boob.
Yeah. Right through the heart.
Yeah.
It's a romantic way to go though.
Very Romeo and Juliet.
Meets. Well, they were Italian too. I was about to say meets dirty Italians, but they were Italian.
They were.
We're Italian. Then we have next up Marty Krugman, the bookie who brought up Lou Warner and the job to Hill and Jimmy. He was the next to go because he was getting a little too loud.
Who brags about that?
Dum-dums.
Who? You're rich now. What? Just take the money.
Take
How
the
empty are
fucking
you?
Money.
How empty inside are you that you're like, no one knows that I'm important?
I mean, to be honest, if you're going into crime as like a full-time lifestyle, that's probably a big problem.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have.
You want to seem like a big shot.
Yeah.
Even coming from like a gambling background, like half the reason you gamble is to just tell other people you won.
To
right?
say you won.
It's not even the money.
It makes you look smart.
If you win a lot of money and you keep quiet, you're a better man than I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're a better man than most.
To be fair, how many people have sex just to like
Say they had sex.
Say they had sex. Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah. In fact, if that wasn't part of it,
No one's having sex.
well, or
False.
it's actually the opposite. People are having a lot more sex because they don't really care who they have sex with.
Right. There's always that hypothetical where it's like, would you rather bang like a Victoria's Secret model and not be able to tell anybody, or not be able to bang a Victoria's Secret model but be able to tell everybody that you did it and she
they
backs
believe
up the plan
Yeah.
or backs up the story?
I think I'd still rather have sex with Victoria's Secret model.
I think so too. Yeah.
But
I don't need the clout at
Man.
this point. But like 21-year-old me,
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
21-year-old you. Because people are also not fully developed in your brain. Your peers aren't. So they're like, what's so great about him that he just did?
Right. Well, if everyone knows, then you just get to have the swag of that. And then there's like the returns on your own confidence.
The girls that hear about it too. It's
Right,
like,
right,
what's
right.
so special about him?
Am I that special? Am I as special
Yeah,
as
so
a
you get
Victoria's
kind of
Secret
like a
model?
trickle down effect.
I knew many a doofy dude that like hooked up with like one or had like a hot girlfriend, then they broke up, and
And it got around the sorority house, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
he
more
had other
opportunities
hot
come your
girls.
way.
Yeah, they didn't fall off a lot when they should have, quite a bit.
So yeah, you really gotta think about the returns.
Yeah,
So maybe it is smarter to go with the
you can't rule it out. It depends on the age.
gotta hear both sides.
Everything's got variables.
Yes.
guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Nothing is definite.
Nothing is definite. Nothing is 100%.
So he gets whacked at the fence factory and was buried underneath Robert's lounge, actually.
The most mafia fucking sentence I've ever heard.
He's whacked at the fence factory and buried under Robert's lounge.
Fence factory doesn't even sound real.
What the fuck is a fence factory? We turn
is
wood into smaller wood.
Yeah.
I mean, they just turn
making chain links, I guess.
Yes. Wrap them chains, Jimmy.
So the FBI starts to step up their surveillance after all these murders, with really no tangible proof that resulted from their efforts, as Jimmy and Henry Hill were pretty clever how they operated. But the constant attention and heat from the feds made them a problem for the rest of New York's underworld. So these other 4 families were kind of getting annoyed at the national publicity of the heist. And the Lucchese family itself started to have a little inner turmoil. So this is when things kind of fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with the heist that big. Because everybody's got to lay low.
Too much.
Yeah, everybody's got to lay low after that.
Everyone's got to eat. And, that's a lot of mouths you gotta shut.
Yeah.
So
Which what they should have done, and I thought this from the beginning, is they should have just pulled the Joker move. Just killed everything. Everyone has a job, and you just pop them at the end of their job.
yeah, and for whatever reason, like there's guys that weren't even involved in the heist itself that just, they hear about it, they're involved in the family, they start asking for their cut, they're getting a little too greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
wait.
that's not the way to go.
Criminals got greedy? What?
What?
No, the best criminals are ones you'll never hear about.
So
Right.
Yeah.
here are some more people that die from this resulting from this heist. Frenchie and Joe Buddha, who were involved, were found dead in a car 5 months later after being shot executionary style in the same car.
Cool.
Yeah.
In the car?
In the car. They were one was driving, one was in the passenger seat. And I
That's a
guess
mess.
somebody was probably hiding in the back and just went pop, pop.
Yeah.
Or it was a window style. Like just 2 people, car stopped, 2 people walked up.
Yep. Richard Eaton, who was not involved with the heist directly, but a guy on Jimmy's crew who skimmed some money off the top from the score to get into a fake cocaine scam, was found hogtied and hanging from a meat freezer truck after being tortured to death.
Ah.
Jesus. So he got put on the hook?
Got put on the hook. He got
Damn.
meat hooked.
Got meat hook. Oh, man. Shout out to the
Yule
lads.
lads.
Yeah, Yule lads. That's what happens if you take the Yule lads cocaine.
Or try to
Their
give
money.
them fake cocaine.
Yeah. If you don't let spoon liquor lick that spoon, you're going to end up on a meat hook.
What happened is Spoon Liquor licked the spoon. And he was like, this shit's bunk. Yeah. Meat hook, get him.
This isn't real spoon. It's bad spoon.
Next up, we have Paulo Lacastri, who was a liaison for the Gambino family, trying to get their cut for the job. Because Gambino's got to eat too. They heard about it.
Why did he think he deserved a cut?
The Gambinos allowed this to happen.
It was the
at
split.
JFK, so it's the split, right? It's
Okay.
like anything you get at the airport, you gotta split both ways
Okay.
between the families. He was found in a burning trash heap, naked and full of bullet wounds.
Oh. How'd he die?
Fire, right?
Yeah, or exposure.
He's like Rasputin, where he's
Yeah.
just surviving all these.
I think he might have just accidentally found himself naked in the winter, and then someone was like, I should put him out of his misery. He's too far gone.
I assume the last 3 minutes of the song Layla by Eric Clapton are just playing right now, constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the one that played?
I'm pretty sure Layla by Eric Clapton plays in a lot of Scorsese
Okay.
movies.
Yeah, he loves that classic rock over just like brutal death.
like Steely Dan, Eric Clapton, shit
Gimme
like that.
shelter.
Yeah, for sure. That's another one.
So in total, 8 men associated with the robbery were found dead within 6 months. Then some guys that didn't die directly from the robbery itself. Tommy DeSimone, obviously he got whacked. It's
For just
pretty
being an
iconic.
asshole.
Yeah, pretty iconic scene in Goodfellas.
Oh, no.
He dies in 1979. It's unrelated, but yeah, he fucks around with other crime families and kills the wrong people. And
Right.
he gets got.
That's the one where they pretend they're going to make him.
He's about to
right?
be made.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest part, too. He's like leaving his mom's house like he's going to his fucking first communion.
Yeah.
And his mom's like, be careful or whatever. Have a good time. And then he gets just shot in the fucking head.
Yep. Seppi also dies in 1984. Kind of going back. I think he was involved in the fake cocaine scam as well.
I want to know more about this fake cocaine scam.
Dude, good Lord. It's just like a circle fuck. Like everyone's fucking everyone else and just hoping that no one finds out because then a just cascade of murders happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, it doesn't sound like it sounds like it pays, but not for very long.
Right.
Yeah, because you might die.
I feel like no one thinks they're dying of old age when you get
into the mafia.
You die a violent death.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just kind of expected. No.
It might be.
Unless you're a boss, unless you get to the point where you're a boss.
And then you're not safe either.
Yeah.
Someone can make a move on you.
Yeah.
I would say, I guess it's better to get a bullet to the back of the head while there's a bite of chicken in your mouth than to have a meat hook shoved up your asshole or something.
And tortured to death.
Yeah. Over your terrible investment idea.
What did we kill him for? Fake cocaine.
Yeah, right? Like someone shoves a meat hook up your ass because you accidentally bought GameStop at $400 a share. That's not ideal.
Oh, it's not good.
That's a metaphorical and literal meat hook up your ass at that point.
Yeah.
So the bodies were racking up. So the FBI started to focus a little bit more on the all-important airport employee, Lou Werner, before he could potentially get got.
Did he ever? He got like actually involved with this though, right? Like he wasn't just like a guy shooting the shit.
Yeah, no, he was. He was actually the only person involved in the heist that was ever convicted for his role in the job.
Oh,
as he was unwilling to talk to mostly anyone because anyone involved that he knew and met face to face died.
perfect.
So he didn't want to run his mouth, A, because he didn't want to get got himself. And B, he doesn't know what the fuck these people look like. Like, he doesn't know what Jimmy looks like. He doesn't know who Jimmy is.
Never met him.
No.
Does he have a family? Because
Yeah.
I assume people are like, yeah, you like, how do you like your kids? Alive? Yeah?
Yeah, I'd prefer them that way.
Oh, good. Good. Then keep your mouth closed.
You got it.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Now, there was a major problem with the FBI and the New York Police Department as well, because they didn't necessarily work together in the investigation. They constantly clashed heads and would get in each other's way, trying to get the credit and the glory, because that's just how the FBI operates.
Right. That's what the people want as well.
They want to bust.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone just wants to bust.
Yeah, it's just a bust. Everyone's trying to get that nut.
Whoa. Sick bust.
Yeah. That was a huge bust. That was like a Peter North bust, bro. No, it's all just cops and robbers, man. That's like kind of like on a grand scale. Everything is just cops and robbers.
Right.
Now, the break in the case actually came in the spring of 1980 when Henry Hill was arrested on 6 narcotics charges and facing a lifetime in prison. Again, from Goodfellas, this is when he's flushing all the cocaine down the fucking toilet.
Oh, man, that fucking scene gives me a goddamn panic attack every time I watch it. It's just so anxiety inducing. Like you just look at him and he's so hungover and so strung out from coke, and he's yelling at his wife. What's his wife's name? Like Cheryl or something.
Marie is a good guess.
Like, Cheryl, you did what? You did what?
The fucking helicopters going around his house.
Fuck, yeah. And they're like having the babysitter smuggle coke. Man, Bin Laden ruined everything.
Yeah.
Because she was just flying with coke like it was nothing.
Yeah, you just tape it to your body.
You just put it in the bag. It's no big deal.
Yeah. That and, I mean, like, shit. You ever see Midnight Express?
Yeah.
I mean, that's based on a true story.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like the guy was for the longest time just taping hash to his tummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even before this, him and Jimmy kind of were having like it was getting a little testy between the two. He was getting some late night visits from guys, just kind of questioning his loyalty, kind of seeing where he was at mentally. So between facing a lifetime in prison and potentially being whacked, he finally agrees to kind of flip. You know?
Turns
And
into
just,
roll
he
over.
wants to be an
Yeah.
informant, yeah. So now that no one from the heist itself was ever prosecuted for the particular job, Henry Hill opened up about the hundreds of crimes he committed with Jimmy Burke and Paul Vario that resulted in 50 different convictions throughout the organization. Jimmy went down not for the heist, but for the Boston College basketball point shaving scheme and the murder of Richard Eaton, who I believe was the man who was found in the freezer.
Oh, he was Meat Hook Boy?
Meat Hook Boy.
Oh, boy.
Old meat hook.
That's a good one. That's a good one to convict him on.
Yeah. That's gonna
even you wouldn't feel bad for like a criminal that got shot in the back of the head. You know what I mean? But you'd feel bad for a criminal that got meat hooked.
Yes. No, I mean, the more gruesome, the better it plays in the public eye, too. It's like,
Right.
I'm glad we got this monster off the streets.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of people that be like, whoa, one asshole killing another asshole. Fuck them both.
I do want to say, too, point shaving, you got to be pretty fucking good at basketball to be able to shave points.
Yeah.
Like, that's, people are like, oh, well, it cheated. It's like, you really got to understand what's going on there. That is a difficult thing to do.
No,
I suppose.
basketball is by far the easiest.
No, it's the easiest sport to do it in, but I'm still saying you have to be pretty good at basketball to be
guess
able to shave the points.
There's a lot of ways you could do that without needing like the
all
skill of missing a shot. Like, for
Free
example,
throws, man.
free throws and dragging a possession out an extra 10 seconds. Because I know when I bet unders in college basketball, it's all about long possessions.
Yeah.
All about,
Move that ball around.
yeah.
Move that ball.
Yep.
That, or actually, I would say, God, football would have to be one of the hardest things to shave points in.
Unless you're the quarterback.
Well, Jameis Winston, a lot of people thought he was shaving points in, what was it, 2013?
The year after they won the next
2014, yeah. Because like they would suck so hard the first half
they would
of every
come
game.
back and win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never cover.
Yeah, never covered a game.
Yeah. Vario went down for racketeering, and Hill was moved into witness protection and moved all around the country. Obviously, how Goodfellas ends right after I got here. I ordered some spaghetti with marinara sauce, and I got egg noodles with ketchup. I'm an average nobody. I get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.
Instead of what?
Dead.
Who thought you, like, I know these, like, that's the funniest part about the mafia. It's like, yeah, we were the big shots. Like, we were cool. It's like, what, to like 500 people?
To you and your boys.
Right.
Like in the back of the restaurant.
No, you got to pretty much run the town.
Your
to an
little
extent.
neighborhood?
At least your neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not worth the high potential of murder that comes with it.
Yeah.
It's like, do I want to be like feared and respected by a couple thousand people, but also maybe put on a meat hook and tortured to death, potentially, if I accidentally invest in the wrong cocaine ring? Or live in Florida, I guess, or whatever the fuck you want.
He went to Arizona, didn't he?
All over. But yeah,
Yeah.
Arizona was part of it. That's when he says the ketchup thing.
The ketchup thing, yeah, he's in like Phoenix or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Vario died behind bars in 1988, and Jimmy passed of cancer in 1996. None of the money or jewels were ever recovered because, mafia stay mafia.
Dude, so somebody right now could potentially be walking around New York City wearing Lufthansa jewels,
Yeah. That's crazy.
right? Because that probably got sold to some fucking jeweler.
Dude, you know how many
Eventually.
people, like, oh, this fell off a truck. You want to buy it? Like, you
Yep.
sell set fucking ridiculous markdown.
100%. You would think those are in circulation
Yeah.
and not like in a vault somewhere.
I mean, they've probably been knowing 80s or late 70s fashion, probably cracked open, stripped of their gems, and then repurposed. multiple times over.
Probably because
Yeah.
the jewelry was horrifying.
It was so gaudy back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here are the 5 money heists that actually passed.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm into
No,
that.
I
Now,
just
is this
I
just
found
in
out.
pure dollar amount? So maybe not
Yeah,
inflation
well-
wise?
I'll give you the date as well.
Okay.
Okay. So in 1982, so not that long after, actually, the Century Armored Car Company robbery of $11 million. That was in the Bronx, New York as well. Or what was it in New York?
So they got an armored car?
Yes.
Damn. That's a tough
$11
one.
million in 1982. How
That
much
beats
is
it. That beats
That
it.
beats it, yeah. October 1997, Loomis Fargo robbery in Maiden, North Carolina, $17.3 million.
Wow.
That's another armored car, isn't it, Loomis?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have the
Hold on.
there's 2 actually.
That 17.3 in 97, that's actually less than the one in 82.
Okay, well, it's a combination because it's there's 2 jobs for this same kind of robbery. They did the March 1997 Loomis Fargo robbery. They hit 2. This was in Jacksonville in March 29th, 1997, $18.8 million. So I guess you can combine the 2 for those.
Jacksonville, Florida?
Well, then you win.
Damn.
And then the Dunbar armored robbery, which was in Los Angeles, California in 1997,
Is that the AK-47 one? Or no, those people got caught. They died in the shootout.
$18.9 million.
That one's
Okay.
going to be less. Yeah.
That's gonna be-
And the biggest one on record now.
that one's 32 million.
Okay.
This one says United California Bank robbery of $30 million.
Damn. When was that?
Okay. Well, it says 1972, so it must have been.
That's the biggest one.
No, I guess it's not the biggest because you said. Never mind. I guess where I was lied to. I don't know, but
Yeah, you know.
yeah, the FBI and New York Police Department.
One's a heist.
Source-
One's a bank robbery.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
like-
guess it's tomato.
Yeah, like heist. A heist, in my mind, is you're stealing some. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just robbing a bank. Bank heist is a bank robbery, though. I don't know. Like, I think of a heist as like you're taking physical things from one place to another that aren't just money, like jewels or a car or art.
Well, I also think of a heist as less of a smash and grab situation.
It's very orchestrated.
A little more orchestrated and planned, whereas like a bank robbery, like, you know, it's not like a
Yeah.
John Dillinger, like, brrr, everyone on the ground.
Yeah, I guess once it leaves the confines of the bank, I think of it more of a heist, or if it's something that's like particularly like a tangible item that's not just currency, right? So like the airport one, for instance, that's a heist because it's at the airport.
Yeah.
It's not a bank robbery. It's a
Yeah.
heist. Or like the armored cars, it's a car heist.
Right,
You know,
right.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
In my head, that works.
I'm sure there's a little bit of a distinction there. Heist is a more fun name.
It's just fun. Yeah.
Yeah, than robbery.
Classic Dane Cook joke. Every guy just wants to do a heist.
Yeah.
B&E.
A B&E.
Oh, B&E.
Yeah. But yeah, Henry Hill died in 2012 at the age of 69, and
Pretty young for, yeah. Well, he did a lot of cocaine.
His heart
he
exploded.
lived out. I mean, no, he probably didn't expect to live to 69.
He made it way longer than
No.
most people in that
Yeah,
scenario.
for real.
do.
Yeah.
He should have died in the 80s, probably.
Everyone should have.
Yeah, especially me.
He's like,
87 should have been
Yeah.
gone.
Be a preemie or something.
I was born in 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a month early.
Speaking of Eric Clapton, would you want to die falling out of a window or?
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
there's a terrible joke about that.
What is it?
It's
It's who you think.
what's the
did it.
difference between a pound of cocaine and a baby?
What?
Eric Clapton would never let a pound of cocaine fall out of a window.
Oh,
Yeah.
accurate.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go Jezel Nick on me.
No, what is the Jeselnik one?
I don't know. Can't do it off the top of my head, but it's
Yeah.
not that. I know it's not that. What'd you learn today, guys?
I learned that, I don't know, crime pays unless you are very, very vocal about how well it pays.
Shut up and cover your tracks.
Yeah. Maybe just calm down
Yeah.
and just
Chill.
shut the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I think the lesson from all of this is if you're going to do a job of this magnitude, have people you know aren't going to say anything. Like, surround yourself with better,
Right.
more reliable people.
Surround yourself.
Especially a guy that's not going to get too drunk and forget to crush the van,
Yeah.
the getaway van.
To be fair, I probably would do. I'd be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, fucking rich, got so drunk,
go.
loaded.
I would surround myself with people who already felt fulfilled in life and thus didn't need to go out and dump a whole dump of money and,
hard to-
and their own boastfulness into the hole in their fucking lives.
I think there's a flaw in that logic.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a bunch of fulfilled people to rob something.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Other than your dreams,
Yeah.
Or maybe just mutes or even deaf people and they're bragging in sign language, but only it would take like as someone who knew ASL and was a narc. You really like lowered your chances of both.
Old Jabberhands over here running his fingers about the fucking robbery.
God damn it. It's just insane to me that like they obviously don't know how dangerous their work is if they're like, yeah, I did that thing. And, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, fuck, we got to kill Mikey.
that's true. I
Got to kill
that-
Jimmy.
I guarantee the FBI doesn't have a Braille guy.
No.
Real guy.
Also, maybe the FBI should have had someone just hang out in the bars. Listen, waiting for some asshole to say something.
They did. I mean, they had.
There's no way they
cameras.
didn't.
They,
Yeah.
they
All right.
wiretapped the bars. Like, no, Jimmy and Henry are smarter. Once everything happened, they were just like, we don't talk business here.
Yeah.
They kind of moved operation. They're like, this is just kind of for show now.
Yeah.
This place.
We're not going to.
I mean, we have a dead body underneath the building.
Yeah,
Right.
once it becomes known as a mafia bar, like by people that aren't in the mafia,
Yeah.
then it's not a mafia bar.
It was like everyone going there who wasn't very obviously in the mafia an FBI agent. It's like in there was like
The Departed, where he's just like, he's a co-op.
yeah.
That's a co-op. You a co-op?
Oh, fucking co-op.
Isn't
Not a fucking cop.
You're a co-op.
there used to be a joke about the Klan that it's just like for every Klan member, there's like 2 FBI agents
Yeah.
because it was like so overly infiltrated that like it was a joke of an organ. Like they had as many like narcs and FBI agents as they did like genuine members.
That's true. The FBI is a joke. Having the Klan infiltrate their organization.
God damn it. Yeah.
Hate to see it. Who's the Hitler in this episode?
Maybe the meat hook. Just the inanimate object that the man was hung from.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Hitler in this episode was greed. I don't know. Like
All of them?
yeah. This is just like a cast of Hitlers.
Yeah.
The guy that didn't crush the car, but he's like just dumb. So
Yeah.
he's not really a Hitler.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not really how, yeah. I guess if I had to pick a real Hitler,
Why is it Peter Gruenwald
which one's that?
who was not involved at all? The guy that actually came up with the plan, but passed it along to his friend.
Yeah, it's him. He got like multiple people killed.
Yeah, kind of.
For daydreaming on the job.
Yeah. Yeah. He got multiple people killed just trying to have some fun, which is very much like the real Hitler.
Yeah, daydreaming at your job is kind of like screaming at a beer hall.
Yeah.
You know?
Same fucking
Can
diff.
cause a lot of problems. As
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So next time you're at work and you're thinking of anything nefarious at work, you're probably going to kill someone.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. If you tell someone your plan to rob your job, someone else is going to die.
Well, funny you guys mentioned that. I actually have a really good one.
You guys do sell a lot of gold.
We do.
Yeah.
It's
Don't want to rob it.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to rob it.
I don't
Off
either.
the top of my head. I actually hope that Bill Murray's playing a long game.
Just to rob
Just to
his
rob
own
the
coins.
jive, yeah.
His own coins
Of his
from
own coins.
That is something Bill Murray would do though.
Yeah, as a bit. He's
Yeah.
just been a criminal this whole time.
Just like bust into the fulfillment center with a Groucho Marx mask and
Yeah.
yeah.
I do encourage some of our listeners to walk into a bank wearing a Ronald Reagan mask. Just put a post-it on the forehead that says "for COVID," not robber.
God, that's not going to look more purgy.
Like, sorry, this is all I had. It's an old Halloween costume.
It's in my trunk.
Yeah. Trust me, this is to protect you, not to hurt you.
No, honestly, Henry Hill is the Hitler for being a snitch.
Yeah, turning state's evidence.
Yeah.
What a bitch. Just take 20 bullets in a meat hook like a man.
Just
Yeah.
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Get tortured and killed. Honestly, God, at least based on that movie, he looked like he was like a week away from an OD.
Oh, dude, yeah. Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Him going to jail saved his life.
100%. Ray Liotta, by the way, I don't know if he's a method actor or if that's just who he is.
I think that's who he is.
But like,
He's the Chantix guy.
yeah, like he just seems like Henry Hill.
Yeah. No, he talks like that.
Yeah.
Also, Ray Liotta.
Favorite Ray Liotta movie? Why is it Revolver?
I was going to say Vice City.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City is my favorite. Tommy Vercetti is my favorite Ray Liotta character.
I was never into Vice City.
What?
It was
Vice
fine.
City was one of the best in the franchise.
It was fine. It was fine.
No, you're wrong. That's okay. I mean, the music, how accurate.
I know.
Yeah.
It was just like
you can't go back and play it. That's the thing too. You're like, this kind of sucks.
I went back and played Grand Theft Auto 3 on my phone a couple years ago.
Yeah, no,
Like, I
I
just
remember when it
download-
came out and you could play it on your phone.
It was a blast.
Yeah, 3 is really good.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. Also really funny too. Everyone, like so many people from Goodfellas are in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Like they
you
got
get
all those dudes.
Typecasted.
Hollywood's racist to Italians too. It's just like, hey, fat slob Italian, come play a fat slob Italian.
Oh, speaking of fat slob Italians, one other thing. I just watched again, Killing Them Softly.
Fuck.
Dude, James Gandolfini's character in that movie is so good.
It's so good.
It's disgusting.
Also, every death in that movie is brutal.
Yeah, that's a great, because it's like, it's such a perfect like post recession movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of think Killing Him Softly, and I have no way to know this at all, for sure. 'Cause I'm totally ignorant on the subject. But it feels like Brad Pitt was a super accurate portrayal of a real life hitman.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that feels way more accurate than any other like mob hitman, anything else like that.
If he was like the cleanup guy. Yeah. It definitely felt like call this guy, he'll fix it.
Yeah.
Like he's a fixer, you know? Yeah.
Dude, that scene where he's in the bar talking to Scoot McNairy and he's like, no, I know you or whatever.
Yeah.
And Scoot McNairy realizes like, yeah, this guy's going to kill me if I don't do everything he says. And then it gets fucking, it's a great movie.
It's really good. If you haven't seen that movie, please watch it. I think it's on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I don't think they need any extra business, but you know who does? We do. Go ahead and leave a 5-star review when you get a chance on Spotify and
Left some good ones about
Apple.
me the other day.
Yeah. Just keep dunking on Rob.
Or telling me that I hold this podcast up on my back.
That's fine too. Whatever.
Because we got both of those reviews.
As long as you leave 5 stars I'm okay with
consecutively.
it. Go ahead to softcorehistory.com, buy some merch. Always helps support the pod. Mainly just be a walking billboard for us.
It's the new year. Get your 2 Irish Should I shirts in time for St. Patty's Day.
Those are starting to sell too.
Yeah.
People are realizing, that shit's coming up.
God damn it.
We don't guarantee delivery anyway, but if you order it now, you will get it. Yeah. So go ahead and do that.
And go ahead and follow us on Softcore History on Instagram. And then obviously you can just find us, the 3 of us, from that account as well.
Big things coming in March.
Big things coming in March. Got some stuff in the pipeline for Rob Fox and Jay Goldman. I'm Dan Regester, and you just got soft served.